Hey y'all, I'm Kat Lani from LaniDoesIt.com, where DIY magic meets Luxe on a budget. If you love stylish home vibes that don't break the bank, you're in the right place. And if you're like me and been praying for better sleep, more peace, and mornings that feel like an tropical oasis but without the passport, this is it. Watch me turn my 50 Shades of Beige bedroom into a silk mural tropical paradise, thrifted, glam, and all. Did it go smoothly? Absolutely not, but worth it? 1000%. Stick around for the drama, the lessons, and the final glow up, and hopefully you'll get some ideas for your bedroom along the way. Let's get into it, starting with this before tour of my bedroom in all its 50 shades of beige. It's calm, yet pretty and boring at the same time. Even pops of color couldn't fix that eerie back wall. So I said wallpaper accent wall or nothing at all. Funny thing, I actually swore off wallpaper after my laundry room meltdown, but here I go again. No pill and stick this time. I found this tropical mural on Etsy, then found it for even cheaper on Amazon. Goodbye overpriced boutiques. This gold tropical wallpaper mural has excellent reviews. It's a really good, thick, durable, waterproof material and affordable for the one wall, around $69. I contacted Amazon and was told I'd need 2 rolls. This design coordinates really well with my existing color palette of teal, amber, mustard, and a few other pops of colors. So here's what I got for my mural glow up. Heavy duty adhesive, a foam roller, smoothing tool, a sharp blade, a ladder, rags, and floor protection because glue will happen. A spray bottle is optional, I'll explain that later. I also grabbed this wallpaper kit on Amazon to save money and everything's included. First thing I need to do is remove the electric outlet covers from the wall and any nails, and then I'm dusting the wall with the microfiber dusters so that the wall will be as smooth and as clean as possible because don't nobody want no lumpy mural accent wall cramping our style. You can see here each strip is numbered. Yay! I'll be gluing each strip on the wall starting from the top left, moving to the right. The first panel went up easy, hence no pattern to match. The second, it took some patience, y'all. Climbing that ladder with a huge strip, then lining up the design while smoothing it out flat by hand to make sure it sticks, while lining it up with the previous strip, while continuing to smooth it out before trimming the bottom. I didn't die though. I didn't die. As I'm getting closer to the middle, I notice the gap at the top is getting bigger, but the mural is aligned perfectly. So the first thing that comes to my mind is my wall or house must be crooked. Now I have to figure out what to do about this, y'all.
5 hours later.
I made it all the way to the end. Yay! And I only have one more strip left. Well, friends, that excitement was short-lived because none of the second row matches my pattern. I contacted Amazon, who reached out to the seller this time, and yep, the seller confirmed this row does not repeat. I can't finish the wall. The only fix, start completely over with another mural that is not even available right now. I'm devastated and feeling defeated. Over and out. Friends, listen, and don't say I didn't tell you, but please note these 10 extremely important things to know before choosing a mural instead of wallpaper. 1. Murals don't repeat patterns. Unlike traditional wallpaper, murals are one big sticker. 2. Your wall must be as even as possible. Even if your measurements are perfect, an uneven wall or ceiling can cause small gaps or misalignments. Can I get a witness? 3. Measure twice and buy with a margin. 4. Textured walls. Test first. A smoother wall will always yield a cleaner finish. 5. Material matters. The mural I use is made of silk and is waterproof, which makes it more durable and forgiving during installation. Always check the material before buying to know how it'll perform and how it'll feel. 6. Installation method is different. Mine wasn't pill and stick, so I used water-soluble glue and a foam roller. It's slightly messier process than pill and stick, but the finish is smoother and more seamless. 7. Check for trim or finishing needs if your ceiling or baseboards aren't perfectly straight, like mine were. Be prepared to trim the mural or finish it off with something like decorative crown molding to hide any gaps or shifts. Having an extra set of hands could help. This type of mural is best applied with help, especially for taller walls. And 10. Prep the wall like a pro. Clean the wall thoroughly and make sure it's dry. Avoid installing over any residue of smudge. A clean, primed wall will help the glue adhere properly and extend the mural's life. I hope these reminders save you from the heartache and body aches that I had to endure. Most of all, make it fun. The correct mural finally arrived, and at no cost to me. Here's a quick look. Yep, still got that sad little gap. I was so sore the next day for almost a week last time that I almost paid someone $800 to redo this one wall. But I said, nope. I tested a small piece of mural, glued over another strip, and let it dry overnight. And guess what? It worked. No sanding, no mess, just me pulling off my long-awaited DIY redemption, y'all. So that I don't physically suffer again, I'm stretching right before and taking a few stretch breaks. Plus, I got my Red Bull to hype me up this time around. I'm not kidding. And now that I know how sticky this glue can get, I'm also wearing the same pose as last time. Here we go again. My strips are laid out and I'm using leftover adhesive I had left in the plastic bag, although another tub is still needed. As I'm attaching the first strip, the only difference I'm noticing is the new mural pattern is the same, but just a little larger or wider, so the shadow behind the new mural won't make a difference. By the way, liking, sharing, or commenting on my video helps me out a lot. Thanks so much for sticking around this far. The best is yet to come. Now let's get this mural up right this time. Look at me. I'm so glad that I didn't pay that $800 to have this done again, and I'm so relieved to finally be done with this wall, y'all. I made it to the end of the last strip for the second time, and I didn't die. I'm in love with my new mural accent wall. Although my excitement is dampened by this gap at the top of my apparently uneven wall still haunting me. So my solution? Crown molding. Let me tell you how this gap turned into a glow-up moment. I was highly annoyed about these walls being uneven and just plain rude, but what felt like a design disaster turned out to be a divine evolution. I slapped on some 3-inch inexpensive pill and stick crown molding, then grabbed 2 just about 6-inch fancy Corbels and hit them with Gorilla Gel Glue like a pro, allowing them to securely bond overnight with some painter's tape. When I stepped back the next day to check out my mural wall, whew, budget, bougie, built-in, period. Now, this wall looks elegant, expensive, and completely unbothered, just like me. The crown molding is super easy to apply, just pill and stick, and I can already tell it's made to last for a long time. And there was only a little bit left to cut off on each end with a blade flush with the Corbels. Check it out, y'all. The Corbels and crown molding combined is giving my mural accent wall a boost of elegance. Now that's a budget bougie fix for you. And yes, it now looks built-in, custom, and finally, drama-free. Now that my new mural accent wall is done, it's time for my favorite part, the decorating and styling. Yay! If you don't have a color palette in mind, no worries. All you need to remember is that a great tropical palette pulls from nature. Think lush greens, ocean blues, warm yellows, golden sunlight, and a splash of coral or pink for fun. You can layer these in with your walls, bedding, plants, and florals, or even just your accessories. And definitely don't sleep on texture. Materials like rattan, bamboo, or warm woods, which instantly bring that island vibe home. I mentioned my color palette earlier, and now you'll see how it all came together, starting with this lovely artwork from Home Goods that hangs near the nightstands. In a room this size, small nightstands just wouldn't cut it. I went with these large mirrored chests from the store at home for $150 each. This was when I first bought my home, and let me tell you, they were worth every penny. Bigger nightstands help balance out a tall bed like mine and make the whole room feel more luxurious. Plus, the mirrored design bounces light around, adds glam, and makes the space feel brighter and more expensive without even trying. I've had these tall scallop mirrors from Hobby Lobby, just $40 with a coupon. I'm using painter's tape to mark the same spot on each nightstand and the wall, which makes hanging them solo way easier for me. But if you got a better trick, drop it in the comments. To avoid drilling into my wallpaper, I'm testing out 3M claw hangers with picture wire hoop claims. Small holes, big hold. Fingers crossed. Did y'all hear that? The claw has fell out the wall. I'm not sure if these are fit for silk wallpaper over drywall, not to mention they were a struggle to punch into the wall per their advertisements and videos. I decided to put Gorilla Glue on the back of the claw, and I applied 3 heavyweight command strips behind each mirror because they hold up to 20 pounds each, and I wanted triple the guarantee. And just as I thought, the command strips worked exactly as described, and they were struggle-free. And now my mirrors are giving height and drama on my mural accent wall. Along with the DIY crown molding and the Corbels, it's giving architectural luxury on a budget. While I finish styling my nightstands before we move on to the rest of the room, I just want to note that tropical decor and design doesn't have to mean tiki bar vibes. I layered in just the right amount of accent pieces to keep things chic and balanced. Gold metal florals and the wall add texture and elegance, while small and medium-based arrangements bring in tropical color without overwhelming the space. If you're a minimalist, focus on one standout floral or metallic moment. For my maximalist babes, layer textures, heights, and pops of color, but keep it within your palette. And this look proves you can go tropical and still be tasteful. For example, with tropical bedroom lighting. Warm, layered lighting is key to a cozy island atmosphere. My nightstand lamps softly illuminate the nightstands, and a unique floor lamp adds extra glow in the corner. Look for warm tone bulbs and fixtures that feel organic or soft glam. Adding seating near a window or floor lamp invites relaxation and/or reading. I already had these 2 floral accent chairs from Ross that complements my tropical color palette and brings more nature indoors. When choosing seating, consider a rattan bench, a patterned armchair, or a woven poof to expand your tropical lounge area. If space is an issue for seating, consider multi-use or storage stools. Then add accent pillows on top to make them look more appealing. If you're still here right now, thank you so much, new friends. I truly appreciate your support. Let me know in the comments what you like most about this video, or what would you change? I definitely appreciate your feedback. Now, the long-awaited windows. And I want curtains in 7 minutes or less. So I'm using no bracket curtain holders from Amazon for around $15. They clip right onto your existing blinds, no drilling needed. Just pop them on, tighten, slide in the curtain rod, hang the curtains, done. Just how I like it. No drill curtain brackets come in tons of styles, so I know there's one made for you too, friend. I've linked everything in the description, and even more details are available on my website. Since I've got 2 tall, narrow windows, I'm using 1 long curtain rod and 4 panels instead of 2 rods. I hadn't planned on styling these windows actually until I found these gold metallic palm leaf curtains with an ivory background. Stunning, right? These tropical curtains instantly soften the space and echo the mural with their breezy gold palm pattern. The way they catch the light is giving Luxe Island Resort without overwhelming the room. No tropical space is complete without plants, real or artificial. Real plants bring peace, purify the air, and thrive in bright spaces. But artificial, they give you the same lush look with zero upkeep. I layered in faux monsteras, palms, and fiddle leaf to add softness, height, and that tropical vibe. But if you've got the sunlight, girl, go ahead and flex those real tropical plants. Most of them thrive in bright light anyway, but if your bedroom's a little light shy like mine, these faux beauties still bring that vibe. No watering, no guilt, all glam. Then, to fill the empty walls, I shopped at stores like Ross and Burlington for metallic, yet elegant, floral metal sculptures, because in this room, flowers don't just sit in vases, they bloom on the walls too. These large metal wall flowers run between $13 and $30 at Burlington and Ross. Unlike at Amazon or Wayfair, they're often double this price but much smaller. To carry the theme upward, I upgraded this large-scale floral sculpture to go above my bed, blinging it out with pearls, faux diamonds, and gold leaf that I had left over from a Halloween project. And then I zip-tied the sculpture on the back of this beige iron scroll base that I already had above my bed. You could see it early on in the video. because without the new bling and elevation, it looks so washed out against my mural. Now it's bold, it's glam, and totally one of a kind focal point along with the mural. This is the sculpture before, and this is the after. To think I listed this scroll on Facebook Marketplace for sale. I quickly deleted that listing. Now that my mural wall is giving full tropical glam, wait until you see what's happening on the other side. It's a whole vibe, y'all. I thrifted some budget pieces and turned them into luxury moments, like this DIY armoire I painted and Tahitian treat with a gold leaf glow up. It's actually the focal point of the whole room, and yep, I've got one when I walk in and when I walk out. Spoiled much? The tutorial for this armoire is in the description, by the way. My second DIY statement piece is this black metal console table with a wooden top, which I thrifted for $35. I gold leafed the entire table and swapped the wooden top with an inexpensive custom beveled mirror from Amazon. And now it's giving glam perfume console for all of my favorite scents. I got this heavy iron table with a wooden top from the Goodwill for $5. I painted the top in the same ivory white I used on my painted Tahitian treat armoire, and I covered the center with this luxury textured metallic wallpaper from Amazon, actually. It's the perfect size for my small seating area. This stunning, oversized, ornate mirror instantly doubles the glam for my tropical bedroom vision. I painted it ivory to match my armoire, and now it reflects all the light, the mural, and that luxe resort energy, right from the moment I walk in and when I open my eyes every morning. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me, my friend. Welcome to my tropical oasis. Let's take a tour so you can see how it all came together. This wasn't just a makeover. It was a lesson in patience, faith, and proof that luxury and peace can exist on a budget. I hope this inspires you to create your own version of peace, whether it's a full-blown tropical oasis or just a cozy corner that makes you exhale often out of joy and appreciation. Because waking up to joy, softness, and beauty should never feel out of reach. If you felt that, hit that like, drop a comment, and share this with someone else who needs to glow up in their space and their spirit. I'm beyond blessed to wake up to this, and even more grateful that you're here to share this transformation with me. Until next time, stay inspired and never stop building the life you deserve.
Sure.